This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.
Welcome back. It's another Bob and Tom Extra. This is Christopher. Not only is the Bob and Tom Show live every weekday morning, but every afternoon we'll give you a little extra in case you missed anything. On today's big show, comedian Jimmy Pardo and failed to mention news with Jeff Oskay. It's all coming up right after this.
Hello?
Hey, it's Tiger.
Oh, hey, Tiger. What's going on, man?
I need you to do me a huge favor.
Yeah, sure thing, man. What do you need?
Can you please take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone and maybe call her.
What? Oh.
So if you can, please take your name off that.
Are you me? She knows about us? Oh, man, this is bad. This is really bad.
Just have it as a number.
Oh, boy.
She hasn't seen the photos yet. Tiger. You still love me, right?
Okay, you gotta do this for me.
Please tell me you still love me. Tiger? Hello? Hello?
We know what you need. Here's another healthy dose of Bob and Tom Extra.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jimmy Pardo is here.
Hello.
We're getting fan mail.
Why wouldn't we? For Jimmy? All right.
Okay. Jason says, Jimmy Pardo is my favorite comedian ever.
Thank you, Jason.
I saw him a decade ago and got him to sign a copy of his Pompous Clown album. I've listened to his podcast every episode since episode 10.
Thank you.
Everywhere he shows up
He doesn't have them all.
is always a lovely time.
Thank you.
What a nice letter.
I was expecting the turn to come at some point during that letter, but nothing but
I
positivity.
could make up some stuff.
This is young Jason?
Yes, this is from Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Jason gets it.
He does.
He gets in a way that others just haven't.
Yes, Mr. Pardo's back on the road doing a handful of shows. And he's spent much of the last week, I imagine, listening to old tapes. Remember what the hell you used to do?
I got to remember the old act, right? Brush it off. This Bush is doing some stuff in the office, huh?
Yeah.
I got to dust it off. This Gulf War is getting tough.
That Dean Rusk.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you hear about the Cheney shot a guy in the face. Come on, folks.
Open a newspaper. German kid, Kissinger, somebody? What the hell? Yeah, we thought, again, a little bit of a comedy schooling would be in order.
Okay.
We recognize the fact that not every effort we make at a joke works on this show.
Sure.
Few do.
We got a lot of time to fill.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, therefore, we sometimes ask a staff member, Jeff Oskay, to help us by doing news that we failed to mention. And there he is right there, Mr. Jeff Oskay in the big screen. Hey, Jeff.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Mr. Pardo.
Hello, Jeff.
Now,
nice to see you again, young man.
I believe Jeff Oskay is responsible for one of my favorite Jimmy Pardo recorded moments, which is one where you're making fun of Jeff Oskay for like the first 5 minutes. Sparazza? What do you call? How do you call it?
Sprezzatura.
Yeah. And he was emceeing, and you referred to him as you're doing your comedy act there about how his beard grows.
Yes, I believe I did insult him for laughs and hurtfulness.
Yes,
Jeff, I apologize to you publicly for it.
Oh, I enjoyed that meal. It was so worth it. Saying I looked like the Gordon's fisherman and that I had a piece of cod hanging out of my beard the entire time.
Well, then you would have thought maybe you trim that thing. Maybe you take the hint.
No.
No, but all you guys, you like these weird beards now. This is the thing, right?
I'm just lazy, man.
Yeah, you look good in this suit and tie, though.
Well, thank you, sir. Hey, I know you don't know what I do here, but we give you a lot of the news each week, Jimmy, but we don't give our listeners all the news. So I come on every Friday. I give our listeners the news that we failed to mention.
Now, here's Jeff Oskay with what you failed to mention news. Pew, 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 pew.
I'm sure you saw in the news this week, Aaron Rodgers is going on a darkness retreat this week. Aaron will be in total darkness for 4 days and nights without any electronics or even his cell phone. What you failed to mention, that's not a darkness retreat, Aaron. It's called being broke. I was on a darkness retreat for most of my 20s, if that's the case. India has trained drug-sniffing squirrels to assist them in customs. What you failed to mention, so far they haven't found any drugs, but they have located 970 bags of airline peanuts. This is going well. Yes.
Yeah.
A 1908 Harley Davidson sold at auction for $935,000 last week. What you failed to mention, the owners, if you can read this, the Chick Fell Off t-shirt went for just over $35. We're cutting that joke up. A bird pooped on a bride while she was reciting her wedding vows. What you failed to mention, it was an indoor wedding.
Oh,
boy. A new study says that people can tell if they'll like a song within the first few seconds of hearing it. What you failed to mention, that's nothing. I can tell if I'll like a person the second I lay eyes on them, and I don't have to even hear one peep that's came out of their stupid faces. Men's members are 25% larger than 30 years ago, according to a new study. What you failed to mention, what's your sample size? We surveyed 500 men. What if the lady doing the measuring was a real ugga-mug? Maybe that's the problem.
Back in the day.
See, they're not erect, you see.
Yeah.
They shrinkage the ugly face.
A new study using mice says that exercising in the morning actually helps burn more calories. What you failed to mention, yes, but only if your morning workout consists of running on a wheel.
They test the mice.
Gerbil, you see.
Right.
Hamster.
This is going well in front of my comedy hero. Going well. A new survey says that spontaneous sex among couples is just as fun and satisfying as pre-scheduled sexual activity. What you failed to mention, I don't know about spontaneous sex, but I do know afterwards I enjoy a spontaneous sandwich, especially if she jumps up and makes it for me. Fellas, if your lady gets up afterwards and makes you a sandwich, you know you did a good job. If she jumps up and collapses to the floor because her legs gave out, you know you did an amazing job. And finally, actors at one of those medieval act-out restaurants in Los Angeles have gone on strike demanding higher wages. What you failed to mention, the actors are asking, if you ask me, the actors are being quite greedy. I hear they're not asking, but demanding that their pay go up to 3 whole chickens and 2 bags of flour a month. I'm Jeff Oskay, and this has been the news that we...
To mention news, Jeff Oskay.
All right.
Can I just say this about Jeff? Jeff was my opening act for a little while. And then, like other comedians, they get so strong, it's time for them to move on and headline.
Sure.
And Jeff made that transition. I very much enjoyed my time when he was my opening act.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jimmy Pardo was here in the studio with us.
Positive energy.
You could have put that in a nice card.
And
don't you think over the air is nicer so everybody gets to hear it? A nice card, he reads it and goes, oh, that's great.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE-certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How long have you been hosting Never Not Funny now?
Never Not Funny is starting since 2006. So what are we at? 17 years?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I am forever grateful that my co-host Matt Belknap came to me and said, "Do you want to start a podcast?" And I was like, "Well, I know Ricky Gervais has one. What else does that mean?" And then here we are, 17 years later.
Okay.
And I am, as I say, every day I'm grateful for it.
And you doing a charity event.
We do Podcast-a-thon every now and then, yes.
When you do it, it's a terrific charity. Do you mind giving me the real quick?
Sure. We raise money for Smile Train, which is the great organization that goes to third world countries and performs surgery
repairing
for cleft palates.
Yeah,
boy, it's been a long time since we've done this, so I forgot the.
It's a great organization, but you've stepped up many times and done that. I'm sure you'll be doing one in the future.
We're hoping to do one. The pandemic got in the way of doing that. We did one online, which was fine, but hopefully we'll get to another live one this year. And we've raised over $1.5 million for them.
Oh,
great!
That is so great.
I'm very, very grateful that friends like Conan O'Brien and John Hamm and Sarah Silverman and John Cryer, people like that, will stop by.
No reason to humble brag, but it's still.
It's funny. I was just going to ask
for
you.
Charity.
I was going to ask you about John Hamm, who's a terrific actor.
Yes.
And have you seen the Oscar? It's not a commercial, but it's like a promotional announcement for the Oscars.
I've not.
It's
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, and it's what they're sort of doing a knockoff scene from the huge. John Hamm was one of the
from Maverick
featured actors in the Top Gun Maverick show.
Sure,
and he's back in that role. If you Google it, it's a really cool promotional announcement for the Oscars with Kimmel, and John Hamm is so funny. So good in that.
He's wonderful. And you know what?
And you knew I brought it up. You knew him from playing poker way before he was famous.
He was
pre-Mad Men.
We had two Johns. We had Tall John and Handsome John that played poker. And then Tall John now writes for producer on Bob's Burger.
Oh yeah.
And then John Hamm. Of course, we all know John Hamm. So and I've got a podcast. So it's all going great.
That's another way to look at it. Yeah,
it's all going great. You know who's great? Jimmy Kimmel is. I never thought I'd say this at a time when he used to bounce on a trampoline with girls in bikinis. I think he's the best host on television.
Oh, and really? Good.
I think he's great. I think he's great when he hosts the Oscars, and I hope he's listening to this and hears it.
Now,
he used to open for me.
We don't get to watch a lot of late night TV.
It's rough. Well, you can record it and then watch it at your leisure.
No thanks.
Take your VCR.
No thanks. Hard pass on that, my man.
Not for me.
The Oscar promo, and there's a special guest appearance in it. It's really funny.
All right.
Very well done. Now, for the record, I wanted to play this, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. That's Jimmy Durante, and it's kind of, is he doing a check?
What?
None of that was recognized.
No.
I don't think you pressed the right button. Oh, I hear it.
Is he doing hot cha-cha-cha?
Oh, my God.
It sounds like he's scratching his ass.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
I'm playing with a wrench.
It sounds like somebody rubbing Velcro
racket
together.
wrench.
Is this your way of proving you were right? Is that what's happening?
No, I was wrong. I was.
You're admitting.
Christy's the one that thinks it's hot cha-cha-cha.
Yeah.
That's how I always heard it. Hot cha-cha-cha.
That's 4.
Okay.
Wait,
okay.
hot cha-cha-cha.
Is 4? Okay, sorry. We can talk this to death. I'm sorry. And then I've got this up here. I'm not sure what this is for, but let's give this a listen.
I hate Jimmy Pardo. F you, Jimmy Pardo. You're behind Carrot Top.
That's Kevin Cronin from
Kevin
REO.
Cronin, yeah.
We asked him to do that.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm not upset. No, great. I've become a friend. Very grateful.
And he is from the same town you're from, right?
We are both from hometown Illinois, which is a little suburb south of Chicago. It is 1 mile by 1 mile, completely surrounded by a guardrail. It's basically a trailer park, but with houses.
Oh. And I remember what Kevin said.
Kevin said this to me. Yes. Thank you, Chickers. Mm-hmm. I finally had the chance to meet Kevin many years later at the Thousand Oaks Civic Center. And hometown's only like 3,000 people. It's really small. And he grew up in Costner. I grew up on Corcoran. And I finally had the chance to say hello to him. I said, Kevin, you're never going to believe this, but we both grew up in hometown. He went, is that right? And walked away.
That's a common touch.
Yeah.
Kevin Cronin has it. Okay.
Kevin Cronin from REO, very nice guy.
He is he may be the nicest guy in rock and roll. He really is a good person, and I was able to share that story with him, and luckily he laughed at it and made fun of himself. And I didn't just go, no, I was right, scram. So, he has the greatest on live is what you play for. What the hell's the name of that live album, Ace? You get what you play for. Get what you play for. Where they do Golden Country, and then he ends it by going, thank you, good night. Y'all have a happy Halloween now, here?
Part of that was recorded in this city, and Chick does a very good Kevin Cronin.
Oh, let me hear it.
I do not. What do I? Gary plays with his guitar.
There you go.
Myself, I sang.
I love that.
I just love it. What rock and roller tells you to enjoy your Halloween? And that's great. Like a kindergarten teacher going, have a great Halloween. See you Monday. Rock and roll. Y'all have a happy Halloween. Now be safe out there, right? Check the candy for razors.
If you're walking in the dark, wear white. Here we go. This is a little bit of that.
Oh, no.
You see, Gary, he plays the guitar. Myself, I sing, you see. So sometimes there's a little gap in between there. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
Doesn't have
Just
bass.
the other day.
When was it?
Remember it well. It was just the other day.
Thank you.
Just the other day. I swear to God, people, just the other day. I called Gary up on the telephone, you see, and he picked up the phone. He said...
There you go. A little bit of talking guitar.
That's great.
Gary Richrath.
70.
That'd have been 76.
I have not heard that
And
album.
that's before they had their monster hit album, the multi-platinum.
I heard it from a friend.
High Infidelity.
Yeah. I'll have to listen to that live one.
Oh, it's great.
Oh,
yeah.
it
It is great. Gary Richrath is, to me, one of the most underrated guitarists of all time.
And they're still out. Gary, sadly, is gone, but the band is still out there.
And they're great. Dave Amato on guitar now. Terrific.
Yeah, now, we have Jimmy Pardo in the studio with us. Back on stage, Cincinnati, go bananas tonight.
Does David Motto have any words to live by?
Yeah, he goes...
Because he has mottos.
Right.
I see. I went the other way.
something in Latin.
I chose the unhelpful direction to go.
Like e pluribus unum. Something.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay, I mean, I don't know Latin.
They're not all home runs. We get it.
I learned earlier. Sometimes some hit, some don't. Where's Oskay to save me?
We teased this story a few days ago, but never did finish it. This is kind of cool. There's an owl
Oh, I have that.
on the loose in Central Park.
An owl.
We've had probably 5 or 6 stories about zoos losing critters in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
There was
You'd think that would
monkeys
be
were stolen
in the mission statement for the zoo. Number 1,
lock them down.
Lock them down.
I don't think it's always the
We
zoo's
gotta.
problem.
What do you think? You think it's the owl's problem?
No, I think there are people that go in and
They wander in and
let them out.
vandals.
Vandals.
Can we
that's it.
steal rare animals and resell them and make money?
Oh, sure. Yeah, there's quite a background.
I think it's usually someone who's mentally deranged that thinks,
Okay,
these
you got me.
animals-
What else do you need?
Animals need to be free, and not realizing, well, if you let the lion out, it's not going to fare well.
Yeah.
New York Central Park Zoo says an escaped owl has been spotted hunting for his own food. The zoo said the owl named Flacco went missing after his exhibit was vandalized.
I call him Joe.
February 2nd.
Joe Flacco.
He's a great PI.
Since
Private
then,
investigator.
staff have been monitoring the owl closely and have recently observed him, quote, successfully hunting, catching, and consuming prey.
Sure.
Flacco's flight skills have also improved as he gains the ability to confidently maneuver around the park. The zoo had been trying to lure Flacco back with food, but now that he has learned to hunt for himself, the zoo said they will need to devise new strategies to get him back. Why wouldn't they just leave him
Isn't this
in the park? It's proving that he's okay.
Yeah.
I used to be real hesitant about flying, but now I'm more comfortable. I hit my head a lot when I practice.
So what's probably
That's
going to
the owl.
happen? Pretty soon he's going to be diving down to those gelato and sausage carts and getting into someone's hand.
I love going to the zoo and getting a nice gelato and sausage.
Boy, if there's anybody who can relate to people, it's Tom Griswold.
The age-old
You
never had a New York City street
when you were a
gelato?
kid, you'd put on your tux and go to the zoo and get your gelato and your sausage.
No, I mean in the streets of New York.
You know, the driver would let you out there.
Willie said that age-old combo.
That's it for another Bob and Tom Show Extra. Catch us on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. For Bob and Tom Extra, this is Christopher. Take care, everybody.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
Why? Because you're not playing me.
With rapid-fire takes.
Y'all went from the Super Bowl straight to the toilet bowl. He's not over the NFL. The NFL is over him.
Scorching debates.
All the good, all the bad, all the ups, all the downs.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
Sorry for what I said because it was appropriate when I said it, but I can't say it anymore, dude. You are killing the game.
The Jim Rome Show podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.